Okay, oops, making a little adjustment there. All right, I completed my last assignment and I got paid for it, which is really good. But this new assignment I've got, it's to, there's no figures on this. It's a crashed flying saucer. And I'm going to show it on fire with smoke coming out. I was looking at some war photos and had a couple of notions from that. Problem with this one is it's got to be in color and have sort of a painted look to it. So I did this background, and there's not much to it. I mean, it's just I picked some colors. Whoops, I'm not even on the right layer. Pick some colors, and I did some blending. And I have just a general idea and aesthetic, but I don't really have, I'll just say it, I don't really have a plan. I've got to figure out what the right color to make this spaceship in, and I want to do it maybe on its own plane. So I've been using this I think this is called the Epic Pastel Sets from a guy named Itai Monero, who makes Procreate brushes, and he puts them up on Gumroad, and he has really great videos. Check out his YouTube channel, because he's not just a maker of brushes, he's a great artist, and really like what he does. So if this is our ship, we want it to be darker on the bottom. Let's use this color. And I kind of blend it a little bit. And then this is my outlines. My problem right now is, I'm not a great painter. Oh wait. Maybe what I should do is keep pushing it a little bit. And if I don't do this right, it's on me. I could do some outlines. I'm more of an inker, so maybe I could think about doing, certainly doing the color, and then throwing an ink layer on top. Maybe I should have started with the ink layer instead. Another possibility. One idea I had was to use a really bright color here to show that there's like a fire inside the ship, and then we'll have this kind of billowing black smoke coming out. Might be cool. What if I take this and I alpha lock it, and we could make another layer. And how do you do this? Do you clip it? Clipping mask, right? And then I use a darker color, maybe this color. Yeah, so it'll let me do that on this other channel. Let's mess around with that a little bit. There's one particular set, this one right here, of brushes. Well, as long as you get your shapes right, it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's see how it looks. Without outlines, it doesn't look good. So I need to actually work on some outlines. Let's do that. Let's just do that. That'll be the smart thing to do. So I'm going to grab, let's go into good old-fashioned Gasinski ink here. And think about, let me get black and white. Right, there's part of it. Don't like that. There we go. And we're going to show this hole that's been torn in the ship. And that's where the fire is going to, like, this is where we're going to use our pure white, you know, colors. And I was thinking of having some holes kind of wrecked in the bottom of the ship as well. So let's do this hole. We're going to show a little bit of structure underneath. This is definitely a 1950s styles flying saucer. It's not like a modern. I have a very retro aesthetic in a lot of ways. And same here. We're going to do same here. And we've also got to put some contour lines in, or some T-lines. I just learned about T-lines yesterday. If you don't know what T-lines are, the chances are you actually do know what T-lines are. It's a specific form of contour line. Let me explain T-lines. Hang on. There we go. So let's say you had a guy's arm. And you've got this sort of volume of the forearm here, and then you've got the volume of the upper arm, right? So that if you were to draw the whole thing, you might consider, you know, doing this wireframe of the whole thing. But when we're in practice, when we're actually drawing it, we don't draw the whole contour. We don't draw the whole grid normally. We draw the T. So for example, if this is a muscle here, we might draw a T there. There's a T there. And I actually naturally drew a T at the elbow. Can you see the T's that are getting drawn, like as I draw this hand? It's anytime you have a contour line intersected by an almost parallel or curved other contour line of its own. And it makes a T. So maybe it's actually flaming. And then I was looking at some war footage of, you know, crashed warships, warplanes and stuff in World War II. And they have this black billowing smoke that just comes out. Speaking of contour lines and T-lines, so that's a T-line. See the T? Letter T right there. And then there's more T-lines. we were to link this to here, we'd have another T-line. I almost want to do like this one, slightly curved, right? Let's drop our pencil layer for a moment here and see what we're missing. Probably a furrow. Maybe some black ink shadow. And something like that. All right, now it's starting to show some promise. One thing that I'm missing and I think I really need is something in the foreground. And we need some space up at the top because it's going to have the title of the publication, you know, whatever it is. Maybe some more background. Use a thinner line to show that it's further back. Something like that. They're asking me to come on voice chat, and I'm considering it. But my problem is, I have switched to using, for my camera, this is an iPhone. This is an old iPhone. Like, it's an obsolete 2016 iPhone SE that still works. So I guess it's not really obsolete. It's just, it's an iPhone that still works, is the deal. And the problem is, I have a hard time trying to use it for streaming. I can use it as a camera, no problem. Just record everything on the phone, then I just plug a little cable in and yank the videos right back off. It's great. It's perfect. But when it comes to streaming, I have a lot of trouble with it. And rather than embarrassing myself, I think what I need to do is I need to get my webcam back, and just the webcam will be used for streaming. And I'm going to stick with this phone for making videos. It's much better quality than the webcam. But for your streaming, you know, quality doesn't care. Doesn't matter. I'm looking at this rock thinking, it doesn't look right. I mean, it's okay. This is supposed to, whoops, supposed to look like structure inside of the flying saucer. And then maybe, let's go back to the this layer right here. Let's do, I could do it in this layer. I could do it in the, let's see, how about this red? And something other than Gasinski ink. Let's use maybe a gouache. Gouache liner. And a little bit of white. And the same thing here. Oops. And then that same red would probably even be reflected onto the metal a little bit. Probably should have done this on its own layer. I'm not fond of how I did that, so let's move that off. Let's take that back off. Everything else seems to be okay. I need to look at reference to figure out how to do this big smoke thing coming out. And probably gonna go dark for these foreground elements. But anyway, I think that's enough for right now. I'm gonna continue working on this particular image. And please like, follow, and subscribe, and I will be back. Talk to you later.